Hello everyone. As parents of 10-year-olds, definitely you play an incredibly important role in shaping your child's growth and development. Today I'd like to talk about how you can support your child's learnings at home and nurture their social development, drawing on the many thoughtful questions I've received through the mail. My own journey with parenthood, both personally and professionally, has spanned over 5 decades. Now, during this time, I've had the privilege of counseling families across generations, witnessing firsthand how parenting approaches, children's needs, and societal expectations have evolved. I deeply respect the essential role that the parents play in the child's life. And today I'll be addressing some of the most pressing questions that touch on the holistic development of children at this important age. And I'm very confident that the insights shared will contribute positively to your parenting journey and, most importantly, to your child's well being and growth. So, the first question that we have siphoned out, which is very, very common, is when parents are saying that the child's disinterest in the study and finding a way for the same. I need you all to understand that even we as adults, when we are disinterested in doing something, we are not passionate about it. No matter knowing that it is going to be of benefit to us, we still do not pay attention. And the child who's growing up is actually being pushed into doing something which probably he is not interested in, or that forcefulness has made him disinterested. And as a 10-year-old child, according to our survey or according to our astrological charts, I would say, the first 10 years of a child's life is all about observations. It's all about observing what is happening around him. Now, if you take the sun's planet, it is basically 1 year, the moon 2.5 months, then the three, which is the Mercury, your intelligence, is actually changing very fast because it keeps going fast. Now, these are the astrological jargon, or these are the astrological planets' energies that are affecting everybody 100%, whether it's a child, whether it's a youth, adult, or a senior. Now, when I brought my children up, or even when I have counseled the parents over the years, I have told them that for the first 10 years, please understand that the child adapts and adopts what he observes around him. He will make up his mind later on at the age of 16 onwards. But till the age of 10, he's observing, and he is also understanding his own nuances, his own psyche, that he does not like to be pushed, he does not like to be told. He wants to probably explore his own interests, or explore which invigorates him or makes him happy or gives him that peace that he is looking for. And definitely parents tell me that he's always changing his mind, and his interest is very short-lived. Yeah, because the word here is exploring. The word here is observation. So if you can keep these two things in mind, that the child is observing till the age of 10 because he's new to the world and he's seeing what is happening around him. So he's adopting and adapting that. Then his observations are so strong that he's also observing how the adults are behaving. And we forget, we just think that the child is around. We also get into our own arguments at times, and we are also, when we are conversing or communicating with our partners or with our parents or with our this thing, you must have noticed that the child, though shows that he's not listening, but he's actually listening. So if as adults we can show a disinterest in something, because our observations tell us I'm not passionate about a particular thing, you must understand the child is absorbing all this. And he also feels that Yeah, I am not now he is not disinterested in a particular thing because he doesn't know much about it, but he's disinterested in a particular thing because he's also observed around him that disinterest is a word and I should exercise my right of being disinterested. That is why he's actually hopping from one particular thing to the other. And what is the mistake we parents are doing here? We are also overloading him with a lot of toys. We feel he's disinterested in a particular toy, let's bring him another toy. We also have to be disciplined as adults and probably bring him one toy in 3 months. The gestation period of a child understanding his toy is 3 months because he has to explore. So, if the parents can keep these just three words in mind, the exploration, the observation, and then comes the creativity because he knows that he's going to get another toy only after 3 months. But now, this discipline has to be inculcated right from when he's a child to the age of 10 years. Because then, after that, he would understand what makes him passionate, and you no more would have to force him into liking a thing. I hope that makes it clear. In case if you feel that you need more clarity on this, don't hesitate to write to us back. And I will answer it probably in a more different way for you all. But at this particular moment, since we are starting these series, I need you all to understand till the age of 10, please keep in mind, don't push the child. Allow him to explore, allow him to absorb. And we also need to be behaving the way we would like a child to behave when he grows up. So introspection is required for the parents also. It goes both ways. The energies goes both ways. And astrologically, if you make the child's natal chart right from the beginning, you will realize that you will understand the bent of the child. What can his positive, negatives be when he observes, when he adapts, or he explores. Coming to the second question, a child constantly throws tantrums and misbehaves in public. Okay, I know I'm being a little devil's advocate here. The child also observes whether the parents are gossiping at home. The child also observes whether the parents, before going somewhere, had an argument amongst themselves. Now, this is just a part of it if he has observed. Now, the child, from the natal, if you've made the child's birth chart, you will realize whether the child is a homebody or a child is a people's person where he would like to go and explore and meet people. Okay, you will come to know a person's disposition or a child's disposition. Now, it is no harm, and it is not a thing that he does not want to go and meet people. Maybe he's shy. Maybe he's taking his time to explore. So give him that chance. Just taking him and putting him in a peculiar position where he's surrounded by people or where he's feeling uncomfortable and he does not really want to talk. Trust me, the child will throw tantrum. You forget the child. Even I would throw a tantrum if I'm just told by my husband we have to go somewhere. Where have we to go? I have no clue about. Who am I meeting? I have no clue about that. Even y'all put that same thing on yourself. That if y'all are not given time to understand where you are going, why you are going, whom you are meeting, you haven't done that process in your mind. A child who's under 10, do you think he's grown up enough to process that thing? He's not. He's so happy in his own surroundings, or he's so happy in his own world. Now, what you need to do during that time is You as parents can get ready to go somewhere and probably talk somewhere in the hearing vicinity, that how you all are going for a marriage or a party or just a trip or somewhere which is going to be very very interesting, and there'll be new things to see, and how excited you both are as a couple of going and meeting those people. And then after a break, making the child understand. Now all this homework has to be done a day in advance, that telling the child that this is where tomorrow we all need to go as a family, and how the child is a most important part of the family, and how he's going to explore and meet new things, or how he is going to be experiencing new things. Chances are that the child, and treat him like an adult that time, that you ask the child, would you like to go and be a part of it? Make it exciting for him, rather than just telling the child, okay, we are getting ready, and you ready the child, and the child is sitting in the car with his toy these days, not knowing where he's going to go, what he's going to do, whom he's meeting. So at a drop of a hat, because the child suddenly realizes that the attention has shifted of the parents from him to the other people, he cannot handle that, because he feels insecure. He feels that the attention is not there anymore. He's probably not even people are not even aware that he's there. He's just holding on to the mom's finger or to the father's finger and just being dragged here and there. So some children who are aggressive or who know how to make their presence felt, they throw the tantrums and they misbehave. And somehow they also know that the parents, see, because they're very sharp, that's why they say a child is the father of a man. They're very sharp to understand that now my parents are completely towards me, and they are hassled, and they cannot be talking to anybody, because so he gets the control over you. That's the psychology behind. Now again, when you go through the natal chart, you will realize that either his Mars is very low, I mean it is in a weak spot where it's not being able to show its true. Mars is a planet of action. So how a child takes an action, does he take an action instantly, or is he capable of being provoked by situations? And once you realize it in your mind that yes, his Mars is strong or his Mars is mid energies, you will exactly know how to actually handle him. That's a very very easy way. And over the years, my clients have benefited from this when they understand the energies of the child. When can they be, the children be triggered? Why do they get triggered? And what is the action that they will take? It will become easier for you to handle the child's tantrums and why he misbehaves. In fact, I would say to a point that you can eliminate it. You as adults have to remember that even Gandhiji had said, be the change that you see in the world. And your world is your child at the moment. Your world is your home at the moment. So you need to change things at home for your child to follow. Okay. Now we come to the third question, that child is aloof and quiet all the time. This again I would say that it's not a bad thing when a child is aloof. It's not that he has a weakness. Always being the people's person doesn't mean that you are social and you're very happy and we are also happy when we are quiet. And the child is aloof because he's a complete person. As parents, please understand that in our, if you've observed your own parents, or if you've observed senior citizens, they like to go into their shell. That world keeps shrinking over a period of time. The world shrinks so much that at the end of some journey, at some point, the senior would like to just be by himself, because he doesn't like to talk too much. He doesn't want to expend his energies. That doesn't mean he's become aloof. It only means that he's very contented with himself. And actually it's a plus point. Now, the child and the senior is always taken on the same pedestal. Why? Because the child is raw and the senior wants to get back to his basics. No wonder they say to the seniors at times, ki you have become children once again. So the children have to take the care of the parents the way the parents had taken care of the children. So the birth chart will actually tell you whether that is the child's demeanor or whether there is something that is troubling him. Now, psychologically, as a psychotherapist, I would say that understanding the nuances of child. Here, I also want to give you an example that there are times when parents have come to me, they brought the child along. And trust me, the moment the parent has gone and sitting outside and I'm talking to the child has spoken to me 19 on dozens, in the sense that he has opened up, he's talking to me, and he's very categorically told me, I do not like to mix around too much because I'm very happy with myself. Or I don't know what to talk. Now, the way I said in my first question, the child is observing, the child is exploring, and the child is adapting and absorbing. So when the child is observing, he's observing his own surroundings probably, or he's observing how his parents are with each other, or he's observing that when people come home, does he feel neglected, he feels left out. So chances are he may not like people too much because he wants to be the center of your world. But too much of making him the center of your world is also not a good point. We have to balance it out somewhere. We have to understand. And if the child is playing all by himself and is happy and is eating his food very well, and he likes to then go off to sleep and he's sleeping peacefully, there's nothing wrong in his being aloof. But if he's seeing too much of these television, or he's too much on the iPad, that can also make him an addictive personality who has completely submerged his world into the iPad. He's not observing what is happening around him in the world. So somewhere, probably, we have been not able to break the barrier of introducing him from the inner world to the outer world. So bringing up child till the age of 10, I would say it needs a lot of focus, a lot of concentration, not only on the child but on yourself too. You have to be aware of what is it that you are projecting on to the child that has made him the way he is. Chances are also that sometimes the parents, I'm not saying everybody, the parents are all meaning very well for their children. That is no doubt about it. But somewhere they forget to have the discrepancy, you would say, of being discreet, of how they are handling their lives and whether it is acceptable to the child or not. Maybe the child does not like too much of partying. Maybe the child feels, and child is a very keen observer. If you'd see, a child is basically also has a very keen sense of energies because he's raw, and there are people that he gets gravitated towards, and there are people that he instantly, maybe you all like those people, but he instantly takes a back seat because he does not sense that the things are right. So if you're interacting with your children and understanding and talking to your children, and talking to a children like a friendly parent, not like a friend, not like a parent, but like a friendly parent who's wanting to understand that yes, today your friends had come, or today certain relations had come, and what does the child think about them? And if the child is becoming too negative, you could probably give your point of view and make the child understand that probably, things could be like that, rather than cutting him and saying, no, this is not right. That person is very good, or that situation is very good, or that person is bad. Or, don't be harsh on him. That's why I said friendly parent, neither a friend, neither a parent, understanding your child as a parent and being friendly enough so that he opens up to you what he feels about a certain situation or a person, and then putting across your point of view, not harshly, not forcefully, but giving your point of view, and then saying maybe next time when the relation come, if you could look at him at this point. But any which way, every individual from the child to the senior is entitled to have his own perceptions, because those are the energies that he's, everybody's energy cannot be the same. So understanding him, you will be able to either take him out of that quietness and aloofness, or you will start respecting that he's so complete in itself that he does not at the moment feel the necessity or the need to mix around. Now here comes when a parent says, when he grows big, then how will he do the networking, how will he be successful? I want you all to understand, deal with the present moment. Don't deal with the present moment thinking that is laying foundations for the future. No. If your today is confident, if your today is happy, and if your today is completely fulfilled and you feel complete within yourself, there's no question that quiet men cannot make it in life. I have been an alone child, the only child of my parents, and frankly speaking, I am today like everybody thinks, my clients, my friends, or my everybody thinks that, oh, you're an extrovert, you're a person who really can socialize. But do you know what is my real demeanor? I love being by myself. I can spend days by myself in my house because I feel so complete within myself that I do not feel the need to step out and socialize and party. And but when I'm at my golf with my friends, or when I am gone for a party where I need to go, I completely enjoy myself. But does that make me a social person or a person who is really very fond of people? My answer is no. I just play my part in that particular moment because I don't want others to feel that I am not enjoying. I am enjoying, and it's a part of me that enjoys also. But come back home, I am back a person who loves my aloneness, who loves my loneliness, you could say. And even at home, I am quiet most of the time because I'm so absorbed in my work. I'm passionate about my work. I'm passionate about my golf, and I'm very house proud too. So understand your child, and you would be better able to understand your child through the birth chart, because it will help you navigate the way you all need to navigate yourselves in relation to the child. Now, too much fast food and irregular eating habits. This, I'm sorry to say, parents, is not the child's fault. It is how he has been brought up and how he has been fed. It is now like in today's generation, I would say, both the parents are working, and there are not too much of very dedicated, sincere help also around. So I have seen at times we tend to be so absorbed with our work that we forget that the food has to come. So we'll immediately, what will we do? We will ask the Swiggy, or we will ask any, and get the food that is ready made. So the child, again, like I said, he observes and he adapts. So he observes ki, okay, the food has come, now I need to eat food. But the child's actually disposition is to eat food which is prepared at home, because he can digest that better. And the same thing goes for very senior people also. It's not that they don't like food, which is this fast food, but they can't digest that food. So they become averse to accepting that food, and they want to have something which is very simple, made at home. Now the child is a little step further, because he observes, he adapts, and he sees that the food is being made home. He feels happy, he feels important, and he looks forward to the food made by either the father or the mother. Anybody can be making, but when that chit chat, the small little chit chats in the kitchen when we have with our children, okay, I'm making this, I'm making that, goes a long way actually into developing your food habits. And irregular eating habits is obviously the same, because we are not making it as a family ritual of eating together. It is, we make it as a, that yes, the child has to be fed at a particular time. Whereas in our holistic studies, or in our Ayurveda also, it is written, the body demands food. The body can go without food for 10 days, without water for 2 days. Okay, now these are the holistic observations. If a child is not having food for a particular day, it means there's something wrong with his digestive system. Okay, or he understands, because see, he's raw. And when a child takes birth also, if you observe a child who's within 1 year, he cries when he's hungry, and he sleeps most of the time. So as a child, he knows when he's hungry and he wants to eat, so he will ask you to eat. So you have to, but what happens with us, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves as parents. We want to serve the child breakfast in the morning, lunch in the afternoon, as a ritual. I have been an army officer's wife and an army officer's daughter. I was taught discipline right from the beginning. But did I use that discipline for my children? My answer is no. I definitely made my children understand that breakfast is at a particular time, lunch at a particular time, dinner at a particular time. Lunch and dinner we all have to have as a family, because your father comes home from his work, has his lunch, goes back, then he's there for dinner. So we all as a family eat together, and we share stories, with the result, when we are sharing stories of what we've each one has done throughout the day, the child is also interested in the stories and he has his food. But breakfast time is what, that okay, the child is like under 10 means obviously he started going to school, or his kindergarten, or his first standard, second standard. So he also knows that he has to go a particular time, so he has to have his milk or his oats or whatever he is interested in, even a fruit. Now you've given him a tiffin, but if you've given him a tiffin which has a little bit of fast food or that quickly done up thing, trust me, again he will not eat, because either he doesn't like the food, or, but now should you always prepare a food that he likes? My answer is no, but at least make it interesting for him. Like, you could probably ask him a day in advance, say, okay, what would you like to have for breakfast tomorrow? So he would say okay, or he will tell you, put anything what you like, ma, but if you can put something that let's say a sweet or a munchie or whatever, then you could quietly tell him that actually that is not right for your system, or it's not good for your health, but yes, you're making a nice paratha for him. If he doesn't eat, let me know. Because the moment the child senses, observe that the mother or the father is preparing an omelette or preparing something to give him a good food in the tiffin during the lunch time, his interest is evoked. Now you'll tell me, oh, this is too much of pressure. But then who said child bringing up was easy? Whenever we bring anything into this world, it's easy. But whenever we nurture that, whether it is your plant in the garden, or whether it is your passion, your own things that you're interested in doing, or whether it's doing your job, or whether it is bringing up a child, nothing is easy. It requires your nurture, it requires your love. But here comes the point that the parents love their children too much, that they overload them with information, overload them with whatever is required, overload them with everything. So the child becomes averse, the child throws tantrums, the child do not want to be told. But now if you just make it a child's play or interesting, and I must share this with you, because I am not going to share of what's happened with my clients or what I will share my own personal with my grandchildren. And I learned a lot even from my daughter. In fact, I improvised a little more on whatever learnings I had. Now, my daughter had observed that yes, when they went to school, how in spite of my studies, I was actually studying so much about my own subjects, that it was tough on me, but I would get up in the morning before they went for school. In fact, a night before, I would ask them that what would they like to have. They would give me their I would say preference, and then in the morning I would quickly make, I mean, how much, a one paratha or a two paratha, one sandwich or a two sandwich. It doesn't take much time, but when we think about it, we think, oh my god, it's too much of work. So your thinking is what manifests. So even if you're thinking that it's too much of work and then preparing that tiffin, it does not carry the same energies. So you all must enjoy as much as feeding your child, and trust me, those energies will pass over your children. Now, how to rectify all these things are also there. The answers that I have given you all, just apply them step by step. Please don't be pressurized that you all have to change yourself overnight. No. Changing yourself overnight is, again, your own system will become rigid, and you'll just see which are the sectors that you all can rectify one by one, and then give it some time. Give it minimum 1 month for the child to actually start dancing to your tunes. It's easy. Now, by dancing to your tunes, I don't mean that you all are going to control the children and you all will say sit. I mean, they're not going to be in your command. Chances are you're making them independent to do their own thing. You're liberating them and making them the true citizens of tomorrow, where they are independent, they're intelligent, they're confident of knowing that they can handle their life beautifully, even if you guys are no more around. That's true parentage. I welcome you all. If you all need any more clarity, to just drop the mail, and I will make sure that I answer in my next segment and clarify a little more further for you all. Stay blessed.